Hello everybody. Today I'm doing a different video that I promised I will do, and this particular video, I've been meaning to do a series about how to become efficient at playing these type of games, and specifically how to master controlling an environment, and just being good at an action game. A lot of people just make specific tutorials about like a character or about the game itself, or about, set specific things. My point here and my objective here, and hopefully I can achieve it, is to help you understand how to adapt to any game that you put your hands on. This is going to be very hard to accomplish because I'm probably going to need a hour, 2 hour, 3 hour long video, but I'm going to segment this into beginners, advanced, and medium players. Problem with that is that depending on whose perspective you're looking through, an advanced player, a medium player, and a mediocre player is going to be very different. Simple mechanic is perfect dodge and perfect blocking to a mediocre player is going to be like, oh, those are advanced stuff. But to an advanced player, those are very basic stuff you need to know. And to a mediocre player is usually, to a medium player, it's usually like, oh, I need to get better at this because these are like higher execution moves. So depending on whose perspective you're looking through, the one thing could fall into all three categories, funny enough. But we are going to start with the most basic of things. But the number one advice I have for you is two things. When you are trying to learn and get better at a video game, the first step you need to take is to get rid of your ego. Completely lock up that part of your brain that allows you to be egotistical. Throw it away and treat yourself as somebody that doesn't know anything, somebody that's not good, somebody that's not proficient. Just completely get rid of the fact that you think what you are. Because right now, you are nothing. You have to deal with the fact that this is a new experience. You're not efficient at it yet. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what you're in for. So, when the ego is completely gone, you need to prepare yourself for all the challenges. The challenges ahead start at the start screen. And again, if you have ego and if you feel like this part is not important, you're probably going to already have a hard time going through the rest of this video or even improving as a player. I'm not saying watch the whole video, I'm saying you haven't got rid of your ego. So, you press start, you get a new game. First thing you do is not story mode. It's not challenge mode. It's not training mode. It's none of this. You go to options. First thing you do in a video game is to make sure the game is working the most comfortable way to what you prefer. You go to your game settings. You look at the options. You do anything that's going to help you feel like the game is exactly how you want it to be, right? And after you're done here, you go to your controls. You see if the control is how you want it to be. Is this exactly what I want? Are these all exactly what you want to deal with, right? And when you figure it out, you get out of that, and then you go to your camera. Because the most important thing with an action game is your camera speed. A lot of times I hear people complain about the camera and the fact that camera is really bad, the tracking is bad, all this. It's because you're probably spending too much time worrying about your camera movements. So often I tell people, and I really would encourage you all to always choose a very high setting to a point that you're almost uncomfortable with the speed of the camera. Almost uncomfortable, not completely uncomfortable to a point that it's uncontrollable for you. You want to make it slightly above what you're used to, and you'll adjust to that. That is the adjustment period. You want the camera to be as fast as possible, as much as possible, because your camera is usually on the R3 button. That's how you control it. R3 requires your thumb to hover off of the face buttons, where is your jumps, attacks, heavy attacks, your shuriken. All the tools you need to fight are on the face button, and you need to take your thumb off the face buttons to control the camera. That means you're spending a lot of time, if your camera speed is slow, a lot of time moving the camera and not attacking, not dodging, not maneuvering. And that's bad, because a lot of things can happen in a short span, especially in a Ninja Gaiden game. So, camera speed high as much as you can. as much as you are almost uncomfortable with it, just almost uncomfortable with it. You don't want to make it unbearable because that'll become discouraging, which is another thing you want to completely avoid. So number 2 thing is discouragement. Do not worry about dying. Do not worry about losing items. Do not worry about selecting normal mode or easy mode. It does not matter. You are trying to improve. Whatever is trying to help you improve is a training wheel. So, first thing you do after making sure the game is to your liking and it's controlling the way you want, you can start your game on normal or on easy. Do not be egotistical and start on hard mode. There is a process of game development when going into most of these games that the game wants you to be at a certain skill level to process how the game works and then move on to the next difficulty and the next difficulty. There's a reason why there's an easy mode and there's a normal mode. Normal mode, the reason why it's called normal mode is because that's the experience the developers want the first time player to go through, right? And this differentiates between a lot of people. I think personally, in my own experience, on my stream that's still up, it's not going anywhere because it's my first playtime on this game. I have never died on a video game as much as I died on Ninja Gaiden 4 on my first playthrough since Crash Bandicoot on the PlayStation 1 when it came out. I have had the second most deaths in this video game, unless you count like multiplayer game, but that's aside the point. But now, if you watch me play my recent streams, I barely even get hit. And I started on normal. I went through hard before I touched Master Ninja. So, again, discard the ego. After you start your game, play it. Just play it. Mash the buttons as much as you can. Learn your strings. How do you do that? When you're in your game, I'll use the training mode for this one because I'm still mid-save and I don't want to ruin that. But when you do that, right, you're in the game. What strings do you have? You mash square. That's all you get out of mashing square. Okay, my heavy attack. Oh, it's only 2 things. Can you combine? Oh, my square triangle takes the enemy in the air. That's cool. What does my square triangle do? That was great. Oh, it puts me back. So it opens a little bit of space for me to exit the fight a little bit. Alright, and then you move on to the next one. What does your square triangle do? Oh, it's another launcher. I wonder what's different about that. What does my square triangle do? If I don't get interrupted. Let's stop that because it's actually pissing me off. Stationary enemy health always full. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that does a lot of hits, so that means that does a lot of damage, right? So you go back a few steps and you're like, okay, let's see what I can do in the air. How did I get into the air? Oh, square triangle. Cool. Let's see what I can do. Oh, all the moves, if I just mash square, it brings me back to the ground. Okay, let's see if we have different strings in the air. Oh, this one pushes forward. It doesn't directly put you exactly where you were under you. It pushes you a little bit forward. Right? And then you try something else. 1, 2. It's that. So you go 1, 2, 3. Oh, I grabbed the enemy and dunked it on his head. That is a cool move. I'm going to do that forever. And that's fine. And there's no end to that. And that's all your weapon can do, right? And later the game tells you, like, hey, if you hold this button, your moveset changes. Right? And I gotta turn this on because... Right? And it's your bloodbind. It's like, hey, I have new moveset in this. I wonder if I have alternative strings. Oh, wow, I do have alternative strings. Do I still launch? Oh, I don't go up with the enemy, but the enemy goes up. Right? You send the enemy up. And that's cool. What else can you do? Right? Is there heavies? There is a heavy string in that you can do. Right? So the process is just messing around with the buttons you have, right? In training mode, it's obviously more easier, which the game allows you to do at any point, and that's the great thing about it. Which brings you to the very great thing that I will bring up is Tyrant, which is going to be your vendor. Now, the great thing about Tyrant is that, or any vendor, is that they bring up this menu that allows you to try different moves, right? And I cannot emphasize enough how much is important to actually allow the game to teach you stuff. So, what you do, I'll just load up mission 1. Right? The game starts, you're done with the tutorial segments that teaches you all the moves and stuff, which is a really good tutorial segments. Everything about it is good, and I think it's very constructed perfectly for you not to feel like you are getting absolutely demolished here. Right? You move around, you don't have this type of movement quite yet, right? You make it here to your vendor, which is right across this. Now, the vendor is teaching you about, like, hey, you can buy items, which, go for it, man. There's nothing to be ashamed of. It's a single player game. You're trying to learn and get better. Use your items. And the game kind of forces you to use one anyways here, but... Well, that's how you use items. The game's actively trying to teach you stuff, right? So, we're gonna skip that because we don't care about it. And it puts you into your first fight, and all the stuff you experience in the tutorial, you can test out here. You just mess around. You don't know what that orb does, you'll figure it out because the game kind of tells you what it does. The important thing is don't be discouraged. If you're playing bad, if you're performing bad, it's fine. There's nothing at stake here besides maybe a little bit of your time. Which, again, it's fine, because games like this don't come out very often, so just in case, you know, just because you're missing that little bit of time, it just means you can enjoy it for a little bit longer. Again, nothing at stake, so just enjoy your time. Mess around with anything you can. And there is a lock-on in the game. Make sure you use it frequently, correctly. A lot of people don't use lock-on correctly, and it makes the experience very hard for them. After the first fight's over, which is completely designed for you to mess around with it and have fun with it. You know, to go through it, they give you a little bit of dialogue and all that, you know, just to give they're letting the adrenaline calm down a little bit, because you just went through a very hype interaction, right? And once that's done, again, the game is forcing you to like relax, calm down. Everything's over. You're allowed to take a breath again. Use that moment to think about all the stuff. Think about, review your performance. It's like, hey, what stuff did I do? What stuff did I forget to do? Did I use this string? Did I use that string? And you might have been like, oh yeah, I could have used some extra stuff. And once you're done with all that, this is the important part. This is the place you need to spend a lot of time in. And again, do not let your ego fool you. You're never too good for anything. Right? This is the important part. Battle techniques. If there's anything here you can buy and learn, you pick it up and you go here. It says importance. Doesn't matter. Everything's importance, right? So you just start here, right? You start with all this stuff. You go like, hey, how do I do a perfect parry? Like, you start it up. And again, the tutorial is really good because it teaches you like how to go through all this stuff. So again, you start it, and it's like, hey, you read that. Unlike me, you actually read it. But what it's telling you that when the attack is coming, you press triangle, and you parry it. If this guy would love to attack me, that would be great. Please, I'm begging you, attack me. And that's Fatal Flash. I did the perfect version, which you're not allowed to do in this one. The red one is the perfect version. But that's what you do. They're attacking, and you're attacking into their attack at a very specific timing. And you get it. Eventually you get it. And eventually you do the... Just mash it out, you get the correct one. That's it. Right? And then you got that. Training complete. It check marks it. So now you know that, hey, I've completed that. And you can either continue practicing in the training or you choose a different technique. Like, let's say, like, hey, what else do I want to practice? You just go through this and look at the videos on screen on the right side and see which one you like. You just do all of them. As you can see, I've done all of them. At no point was I like, yeah, I'm too good for the game. Like, yeah, I don't care about tutorials. Like, no, do them. Absolutely do them because they're all important. This one teaches you about ultimate guidance, which is something that a lot of players still to this day don't know, even though it's a 15+ old mechanic. It's way older than that, actually. I think it's like 17-year-old. And the thing with ultimate technique is, when you kill an enemy, they drop an orb, right? And once that orb is created, you can hold triangle to actually charge it into a different move. He's attacking. And that's how you charge it. You hold the heavy button and it charges it, and bam. You can also create it off of perfect parries. It's not restricted to that. Hold the button down, it consumes it, and that's it. Tutorial complete. You just do all of this till you understand it. Don't skip him. Again, don't get discouraged if you're not getting it right. Just keep at it. It takes time. But that's the most basic stuff I can tell you when it comes to this. The medium part of this adventure is going to be a little bit more complex. And it's going to be about positioning and how to prioritize targets and who to take out first, who to prioritize in a fight, where should you locate yourself in a fight, and all that. Those are very important. But again, this is the basic stuff. This is if you're a newcomer. This is not for the people that have played these games for decades. This is not for people that have, continuously, like, again, they religiously play it. These are for newcomers. So if you feel like these stuff are too easy and basic for you, good job. You're not a basic player. You're not a noob. You're not a newcomer. You're not any of that. You are probably a little bit above that. So in the next part that will be at a later date, I will cover positioning and combining strings and all that. And after that, it's going to get into the advanced stuff, which is way less, but way more important and effective in gameplay. So till then, I'm going to leave you guys with this one. I don't want it to be too long. I think 20 minutes should be fine about this, but I'll segment this as best as I can. And hopefully my next one is going to be a little bit better. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this very short and basic tutorial on how to learn a video game when you start it off. In the action game sequence, at least. So, until then, take care.